news. As I slip away, I admonish you to always be positive in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. Thank you for listening.
You are listening to the WinFM Sports News, which came to you with the kind compliments of Island Bakery.
Island Bakeries, good to the last crumb for over 2 decades. We have the best sliced bread anywhere on the island. The best butter bread, cakes and pastries, and a staff that's warmer. Island Bakeries, good to the last crumb. We also have island-wide delivery buses, outlets at the industrial site Bay Road and on 4th Street, opening hours from 5 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Easy in the morning. Island Bakeries, good to the last crumb. Island Bakeries, good to the last crumb.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Seize the day with a summer loan from TDC Financial Services. Whether it's vacation, home upgrades, back to school prep, or even a little treat for yourself, borrow up to $65,000 unsecured with low rates and flexible terms. Apply today at TDC Financial Services, Central Street, St. Kitts, or Main Street, Charlestown, Nevis. Don't miss the sunshine. Let your summer plans sail smoothly with TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
St. Kitts, are you ready to invest with UTC GBFL?
Wait, UTC GBFL? What is that all about?
It's the UTC Global Balanced Fund Limited, your passport to investing in global markets, stocks, bonds, and opportunities worldwide, all within your reach.
So I can really start investing money?
Yes, and the best part, you can start with just 100 US or EC equivalent. Investing isn't just for the big players, it's for you. Whether you are seeking the potential to build wealth, secure your future, or chase your dreams, now is the time. Do it for you. Now, visit utcgbfl.com to get started today. UTC GBFL. Invest for tomorrow. Do it for you. An investor should consider a fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses before investing with the full knowledge that an investor may not get back the amount invested. The price of the units may increase or decrease, or that there may be circumstances where redemption of units may be suspended. This and other important information can be found in the fund's prospectus, which is available on our website, www.utcgbfl.com. The Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission has not in any way evaluated the merits of the securities offered.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
Good morning, and how are we doing this morning? If you are listening to us, you are hearing us on your FM dial at 98.9. Just to remind you, we are simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. If you wish to join in on the conversation or bring something to the fore, the local numbers are 466-0989. In the U.S., 1-305-921-4619 or 1-718-285-6984 or 0333-440065 in the UK. Quint, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Trying to be better than yesterday. We're almost at cricket time. One more sleep and then cricket. So looking forward to that tomorrow.
Well, I know you're looking forward to
I wish I could get you out. My gosh. That would be so good. As we prepare for tomorrow, though, I can't help to think about a headline I saw that says, Iran, ready for war with Israel, will not halt nuclear program.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
What are we going to do? Sometimes we say, oh, them things don't bother us. We far away. We in the Caribbean, but we see how it's affecting us now.
As I see it, I could be wrong because I'm no prophet, but I think the rest of the world would be wise to just back off and let Iran do, because no country is going to sit down and let you. Israel has been the #1 terrorist around the world for a very, very long time. And no one is trying to put reins on them. So if you're not going to do that, then do not tell anyone else to put reins on themselves when Israel is their imminent threat. So now we're going to see if the United States is going to get involved. If the United States get involved, Russia has already made statements. China has already made statements. Don't think that Iran is making this out there on its own. So
Iran already has 2 allies in Russia and China.
Yes.
Wow. Then on the other international headline I saw, it says, Trump hefty tariff on Brazil expected to push the country towards China again. And then it says the European Union, that's the EU, steps up air defense for Ukraine and sanctions for Russia.
Yeah, well, Russia has been sanctioned from time immemorial, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Russia almost sounds like a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, I know we have so much going on in the world, and sometimes I wake up and I be like, oh my God, when will it stop? But over in Antigua,
what happened?
Prime Minister Gaston, oh my gosh, somebody went and troubled him again. And you know how he is. So there's a headline here also on Win, but I saw the stuff I saw with him is on Facebook, where he told the lady the next time she go picketing, because you know they're picketing against him and his administration when it comes to the Social Security, right? She must basically make sure she toes and them clean.
Oh.
And somebody took a close-up picture of her toes, and he have it on his post. Listen, as somebody said in the comment, I don't know why y'all don't leave Gaston alone.
Maybe she's a hard-working agricultural lady.
Oh gosh! And I saw the lady on the headline this morning, and once I saw it, I just started chuckling because I know exactly what he said. Listen, that Prime Minister, he not easy, you know. But
so in other words, if you're a hard-working agriculture individual, I'm just assuming, and you come from the fields and your toes and your toenails and so are grimy with muck, you don't have a right to criticize.
Oh gosh, I guess not, because all her sign says, "You drunk or crazy? Left me Social Security money." And I know that's something, since I've been living in Antigua, is a fight for most persons, because I know sometimes pensioners would say, oh, they got their social security late, this go. But I never used to follow stuff like that. I always heard it. And this article says, it's wicked, UPP chair slams government over social security crisis. Those were the forceful words of United Progressive Party chairperson D. Giselle Isaac as she stood shoulder to shoulder with pensioners and concerned citizens on the steps of the Social Security Scheme office on Long Street, decrying what she described as a reckless and opaque move by the Gaston Brown administration. So I think this is the lady that got slammed.
I would have loved to know what the move is. Like, for instance, I know here that recently our government said that civil servants were going to be having to work longer. So we would understand if, certain arguments came up relating to that. But I'm not okay with what the
Well, I'll go into it as we continue along.
Yeah.
Because there's the article here.
Okay.
We have a caller?
Yes.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning and greetings once more in Jesus Christ's name, the only Savior of sinners from their sins and from hell, the second person of the eternal Trinity. Now, as usual, I would like to say that we need to become a republic and get out of the British Commonwealth as quickly as possible, and the quicker the better. Also, now you mentioned the issue with Gaston Brown. With all due respect, I think his behavior as a leader is very lacking.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, and I don't know how people could find it cute. It is not cute.
It's not cute at all.
Terrible and horrible. Hello?
I said it's not cute at all, but sometimes it comes off as funny. But as we say, as a leader, he has to do better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Far better. Mm-hmm. Far better. It's not cute at all. And I would also love to say people can be very hypocritical, because I used to be on the page of a certain person, and from time to time, yes, he would post this reply that Gaston Brown made to people and that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's very interesting. People who found it cute found Trump similar behavior repugnant. The double standard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've seen that kind of behavior in our leaders here too. I have seen it.
Yeah.
One particular leader said something to a lady that was very, very unkind, very, very unbecoming of his position as the PM in the past. You see, and because of the lady, I do not really want to say what he said, because it would be very embarrassing for the lady for me to repeat it. But it was actually PM Douglas who said it when he was in his last government, said it on radio to a caller, a lady, who does be calling into programs. And what he said to her was horrible and very unbecoming of a PM. Similar thing, similar behavior as Gaston Brown.
One of the reasons why these leaders tend to do that is because that is the way politics was played in the past. As a matter of fact, in the past, it was even worse. It was even dirtier. They would get into your family business, talk about your wife, your mother, and those things.
Yes.
So
terrible.
So it doesn't seem that they realize that they, as leaders, should take the high road, and then we wonder why is it that within the wider society people react a certain way and are so thin-skinned when the people in leadership position. And you're right, it is no different from the way Trump behaves.
No different.
It's no different.
But it is hypocritical when you condemn Trump for it, but somehow find when our leaders do it, so it is somehow funny and cute. No, it's not. It's the same. It is the same repugnancy. No, where Trump is concerned, I think it was last night, either last night or sometime yesterday, I was reading an article. I didn't go too in-depth in it, but the article basically was saying prices of things are now at the highest in 5 months.
Yeah.
And the person was saying, basically the person was saying, how can you not blame, how can you not at least blame Trump tariffs for these increase in prices, the highest in 5 months?
Look, Trump's tariff has caused so much pain and agony for a lot of farmers are bankrupt, going bankrupt, and man, so but the media, the US media seems to pick and choose what they want to highlight, and when they have a press conference, they speak to him as if though he is an ordinary leader in relation to all the leaders before. Then they don't speak to him as if though he is any different, I'm not saying they should disrespect him, but I think they should be asking him the hard questions as to, for instance, what do you feel about farmers declaring bankruptcy one after the other?
So nobody has asked that hard question, because I find when people do ask hard question, he tell them that's a stupid question and he wants to move it along.
Well, they have not been consistent with, asking him the hard questions.
Okay.
Because as you say, he would make these statements and maybe they feel intimidated, but it is their job to ask the hard question. And if he wants to be the fool that he tends to be, then let him be that.
The fool that he is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say to our reporters here too, wink, wink, you all need to be asking the hard questions when you all with the PM as well.
Yes.
Because I don't hear people asking harder questions on these calling programs than what I don't hear many times.
But you don't hear people asking the hard question, but they get a round the table answer too?
There's this particular individual, what's his name? I keep forgetting his name.
Not bad.
But, and he tries... He is he's the lone voice in the wilderness who's really trying. And because he's out there practically virtually on his own, they tend to jump on him and put him in a position. And when he does what he does, the rest of the media should tag team with him, but they don't. They come and he just asks a hard question, and instead they do a follow up. They come with this soft little change the topic entirely into something that makes the ministers comfortable.
Yes, you are correct. You are correct. Bad seems to be the very question. Bad seems to be the somewhat exception.
Yeah.
But bad seems to be, that is quite right. Now, you mentioned, Trump just gave degrading answers and that sort of stuff. And one that came to mind lately is where he gave a very insulting answer to a reporter who asked him about the Epstein files and that sort of stuff that they promised to release but ain't releasing. And Trump started to blame the Democrats and even blame his own MAGA base, saying that those who think are stupid and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because
you remember the answer?
Yeah, because there are people even in his MAGA base who are saying, this Epstein thing seems to be a cover-up. He's trying to push it in the back burner. And his MAGA base is also getting on his case when it comes to Israel. So there are a number of things that his MAGA base are getting on him on. There seems to be a division in the MAGA base.
Yeah, and that division is growing greater now over Israel and over Epstein issues.
Yeah.
We're causing a rip right now in the MAGA base. But not only that, I believe, and as even those in the MAGA base are saying, you see, that Trump is under listener.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw a picture, and I was wondering if it was doctored, but it looked authentic to me. A picture of Trump and some female and Epstein in the same room together. So I don't know. I mean, it could be that it was on some different occasion, but...
Elon Musk said it is. Elon Musk said Trump is on the listener.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk did say it. But yeah. But let me quickly say this last thing. Mr. Trump, Quint, you correctly said, but it is partially correct, that Israel has been the biggest terrorist. that is partially correct.
Why is it partially correct?
Because the United States
because
is
the other one who also has been, and I believe maybe even bigger than Israel as a terrorist, world terrorist, is the United States.
Yeah, you're right. You're
With-
right.
with the-
I
with the-
stand
with the
corrected.
CIA, with the CIA and that sort of stuff. CIA is very dangerous. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
The CIA is the most dangerous organization in this world.
Yeah.
Deadly, the deadliest of all organizations in this world.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's take a bit of a commercial break. And when I get back, do you want to give us a more update on the Antigua minister and what is involved in the Social Security thing?
When we come back or now?
When we come back.
Okay, yeah, when we come back, for sure. I have it here.
Okay.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
All right, and we're back on Island Tea. As we continue along the vein that Quint mentioned before we left, we'll continue with the story about the Social Security crisis in Antigua. The picket, which drew dozens of placards bearing residents and retirees, was a direct response to the government's proposed $75 million withdrawal from the Social Security Fund. An action, critics argue, threatens the very lifeline of thousands of contributors and pensioners. I think it is wicked, Isaac repeated passionately, that people who are dependent on Social Security to buy oats and rice and milk, you would actually be putting their sole income in jeopardy. Isaac, who said she had paid into the scheme since she was 17, questioned not only the morality of the move, but also the lack of transparency and accountability surrounding it. She criticized the absence of disclosure in both the throne and budget speeches, saying the administration appeared to be making off-the-cut decisions without consolidation or public input. It seems to me like they just get up on Tuesday, go to cabinet on Wednesday, and come up with these ideas, she said, pointing fingers at both the government and the silence of the Social Security Board. Beside her stood MP for St. Philip South and UPP deputy political leader Sherfield Bowen, who in his capacity as an attorney raised serious legal and procedural concerns. There is no financial statement for Social Security available after 2013. How can the public assess the viability of the fund or this proposed $75 million investment without full disclosure, he asks. Bowen stressed that the fund is not just about retirees, but also crucial to young workers and future contributors. If the fund loses this capital in a bad investment, the entire scheme is compromised, he warned. Chants rang out and voices rose singing in one accord, "We shall overcome." They have fight this fight again after already fighting it once, one onlooker commented. A voice laden with emotion, "It's heartbreaking." The UPP leader vowed to continue pressing the government for transparency, fiscal responsibility, and justice for contributors to the scheme.
Well, if we follow by what that item says, then the people who were protesting, they have a legitimate claim.
Yeah.
And as often happens, rather than the leader dealing with the legitimate claim, he finds something to sidetrack, distract, and then foolishly people are going to pick up and say, because yes, I saw the picture you sent, people are going to start to make fun about the toenails and this and that, and not realize that down the line, when Social Security is compromised, it affects you in a way that this woman's toenails will not. So what is the priority here, you know? That's the big question. The priority for the leaders should be deal with the things that would cause social ills, not be petty and come with things as you think that you're smug and you're maybe he should be employed as a part-time comedian. You know. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning, Quinn. Good morning, Hortensia.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm giving thanks for that. Yourself?
Good, thanks.
Like Social Security in Antigua, we too have Social Security here. And the alarm has been raised repeatedly. You quote a figure there, $75 million that was taken out of Antigua's Social Security, right?
Well, they hope to take it out for an investment, according to the article.
For an investment. So interesting. That's like a cash cow that they're waiting to be pounced on. But ours too. Ours has been taken out for many investments over the years.
Many investments that have not made any positive returns as far as we're concerned, as far as we know.
Yes, so the old adage, there's an old adage that says dance a yard before you dance abroad.
Yeah.
And even we can empathize with Antiguans, the persons who have paid into that system, into that fund for over the years, and relying on, the benefits as they become of age to benefit from. Ours is 62. Yeah, the concern lies with us also, but we don't get the sentiment or the camaraderie, so to speak, in terms of putting the onus on the authorities to make sure that our funds is safe.
Yeah.
There and safe for times of retirement.
Yeah. Greg has a tendency to make a statement, which I agree with him on. I don't agree with every time that he puts it into place, but for the most part, he's right that when government does anything, there's a price to pay down the line. So when government make these investments using Social Security monies and otherwise, and they don't make returns, guess what is going to happen, as Greg usually says?
Taxes gone up.
Taxes gone up. So
true.
Yeah.
True. Because and then that Social Security fund, it's not at the bar, let's say raise the bar. The bar would have been higher in terms of the returns. You could have able to say, well, all right, there are, because Social Security is what you put in is what you will get out,
Yeah.
And there are some incentives that can be derived from that, it would stranglehold the authorities to say, well, give some incentives here and there, because Social Security is a dynamic fund, you know, and it has the beneficiaries is vast. It's right across the board, so that even the loneliest person could have some miscellaneous from Social Security.
Yeah.
To keep their hygiene, you know what I mean? You know, to keep their sanity in check, in play.
Yeah.
So benefits can be derived to those and the lowest levels, so that they can get an extra bar of soap or two.
You know
what
I often wonder? Why is it that whenever the system or the government comes up with something that they say should benefit us, and after a certain period, that thing acquires a certain amount of money, and the system, the government looks at that money, why is it that they don't feel that they can leave that money alone? Why is it they always feel they have the authority to dip their hands in it and use it in ways that we don't really see the benefits of? For instance, they would National Bank and its money, and we put our monies there, but National Bank, as far as I know, the government has majority shares, I think, in it. And so whenever they go to the board or they put someone on the board who is aligned with them, and then they get what they want. And same with Social Security. They have something they feel they want to do for things and reasons that they don't usually come and tell us about. And sometimes they tell us, but they don't give us the whole story, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, we've heard about housing schemes where Social Security money was supposed to go in and make profits, and to now we haven't heard of any returns. As a matter of fact, we more likely hear that this project is dead, this is not happening, and you know, so.
So maybe the parties concerned need to come to fore and tell us what's happening then.
Yeah, but they don't.
Yeah, they need to. There need to be some accountability. Social Security is viewed as an abused child.
Yeah.
And because it's money that can be utilized, they just use the money, just like a monetary system, a banking system, with no
real regards for the consequences.
Yes. And so I am saying that Social Security should be a wealthy fund, because
should be.
For all of the flop programs and projects that are there, Social Security should have the documents at their disposal to sell or to revive or whatever, however they're going to salvage those flop failed projects that Social Security funds went into as a means of impetus in terms of financial borrowing.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
I think that Social Security should be given the strength to take legal actions and find ways of garnering monies that they feel should be coming back. Yeah, to buttress the Social Security fund. Yeah, I strongly feel that. Hello, caller.
Yes. Good morning.
Good day.
Yes. I heard or I saw Gaston Brown's
comment
post and his, and his responses, and you know, the thought occurred to me: it's politicians like him who really make the case for term limits. You know, I mean, no sitting prime minister should be behaving like this.
You know.
Okay. But you see, though, you know, it's not just him.
It's not just him.
Because if you look at the comments, a lot of people commented on the post.
Yeah.
And
somebody said his moustache should be pulled out one by one.
But the thing is, we might make light of it, but it says a lot about our populace, the electorate,
Yeah.
that they feel comfortable with somebody like this as a prime
You're
minister.
fine because
and
I find a lot of people in the
because-
comments, as you said, they reprimanded him because somebody said, even went on to say this is the orange man behavior. Somebody even went on to say, no, this is bottom barrel behavior as well. So I feel, and then somebody say, well, if the economy was better, she could afford a pedicure, but oh well. So people were jabbing him too. You didn't find?
Yeah, but yes, of course there was some people who objected to it, but there were also some people egging him on, saying, what basically saying, that's you, and you must be you. Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
there are
horrible.
people
That's horrible.
here who like when politicians start back like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's unfortunate because I wonder when somebody, for instance, put up, as I say, I think basically saying that photo had to be AI generated, and
you mean the toes?
not representative, huh?
You mean
toes.
Yeah, those toes don't look like the ladies, man.
Right, but he actually he virtually admitted it and said, well, they look like hers, kind of thing.
Oh,
you
so
know?
that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse.
I had to wonder, where does a prime minister have time
to do
not
all
only
of that,
to
right?
post stuff like that, not only to post stuff like that, but go through the comments and try to rebut every negative one. You know, that I find that amazing. Okay,
but Mr. McMahon, you and I, we've been around long enough, and like I stated earlier, this is like a rehashing of the old politics. And in the old days, people went out to hear politicians do these and say these kind of things.
Yeah, the clown act, the circus. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that expression. Just give the people food and a circus.
Yeah.
And they'll be quiet. You know, that's the impression you're getting these days.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I say, yes, it's on the politician, yes, who do these things individually, but collectively, it reflects the standards of the country,
wider
the
society,
people in the country
yeah,
as well, who gonna accept things like this as normal and funny and cute and all that. Okay, and so like I said, it just makes the case for term limits.
And
But
then Mr.
Term
McMahon,
limit, they're gonna vote him right back in.
and
That's
then
people.
and then Mr. McMahon, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, when Social Security is a big disaster,
All of them who
everybody's
had
going to
funny
be holding
comments,
their
yeah.
head and saying, "How did we get here?" Oh,
Only then they're gonna want to say something
Yeah.
negative to him.
when they were aware
there to
all along, but like you said, more leaning towards this kind of petty behavior.
But you know the frustrating thing too is that, and like I always say, when you're out of power, when you're in opposition, you see everything that is wrong.
Yep.
And as soon as you go in there, it is the
Different kettle of
exact
fish.
same thing.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to wonder, you know, and not only the exact same thing, they do the exact same thing. The excuses are the same. Like either we need more time, or well, that is how the politics has always been played.
Yeah.
As if you can't do better.
You know.
That is the really crazy thing about it.
But
you know,
they don't.
It's politics as usual.
They don't do better because this kind of politics, this kind of way, leaning toward this is the easy way out. It exempts them from dealing with the issue, and that is what they want.
But why? But why should they get away with it? You see, Quinn.
That is the point. I agree with you. Why should the electorate, the onus, as you said, then goes on to the electorate? Why are you allowing this when you know eventually it will come back to haunt you, us?
I don't think he believes it's going to haunt him.
No, I'm saying the electorate, the people. Why are they allowed? That is what Mr. McMahon is saying is more appalling, that the electorate is following and feeling that they can smirk along with this when we are the ones who get
Who's gonna suffer?
Well, somebody
Yeah.
did say, better than that man. No attacking the electorate. So somebody did. There are a lot of comments that.
Who else should? How did Gaston Brown get there?
And they're gonna put him back right there with all the smirks he been handing them.
Precisely.
Yeah, you really
Right?
think some people are gonna stand up like this one person
Some
that said
people are
don't
gonna
attack?
make excuses for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they have a lot of persons in the comments. Caller that said, "No man, behave yourself. This is unbecoming of a prime minister. You're acting like orange people." You know, they made various comments, but they have others that laugh and zoom in on the toes. The big toe need to retire, and they had others that are laughing. Yeah. But majority of them were correct. They were correcting him, even if they said something sarcastic to begin with.
But you know what? You know what is at least in our situation here, which is concerning as well. You don't hear the opposition, well, this current opposition at least, coming out with any clear message saying that they're going to do things differently. You know.
No.
Right. I'm not saying
None
that
of
they
them,
shouldn't
not
concentrate
even PLP.
Nobody, none.
Not even Pam.
None.
No, I won't completely agree with you there, but I will say none of them are doing it consistently as strongly as they should. But I would say that to some extent NRP does that occasionally.
Yeah, but you can't. That's the whole point. NRP has internal issues that I don't think have been fixed, and nobody gonna take you seriously if you don't fix. If you can't fix even your internal issues. And what I'm saying with the opposition, PLP and PAM, PLP's mantra seemed to be, it used to be better under Timothy.
Yeah.
That's when a lot of nonsense happened as well. It was one of the most what shall I say, administration that demonstrated a lack of accountability and nepotism and those kinds of things. So they're not the example to go after.
Okay.
And that's the problem. If that's part of the opposition that we have, so part of it is that the electorate has bad choices, has to choose between all bad choices.
Yeah, that's a
because
big
Pam,
point. That's a big
Pam is
point.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Pam is not down crying the governance issues that we have. They're not. They're more into bread and butter stuff, saying things are hard and so on. But why are things hard? It's because of a failure of the administration to make things better for the people, right? And why? What is the main reason behind that failure? Governance issues.
Yeah.
If the government was more accountable, a lot of the mistakes that have been made would not have been made. Okay, and so I'm saying what it seems like is Pam is content with that mode of governance, and we can expect, therefore, when they go in, it's going to be business as usual, they operate as usual, they make the selections for leadership and appoint their friends and so on in critical boards like the Social Security, and it will be business as usual. Business as usual.
Well,
I'm saying, if that's what the people want, that's what the people want. Okay? I don't think that's what they want.
I won't disagree with you on that, because in essence what you're saying, if I'm reading you correctly, is that because we're not hearing much of from the opposition, it's like they're saying, well, we don't have a problem with it, and to that extent, I will agree with you, because if you
so
didn't,
we can expect,
yes,
and we can expect, therefore, that when they go in, it's going to be nothing much will change.
Nothing much will change.
Okay?
I will agree
and so we
with
have
you
the
on that,
never-ending cycle.
because it is like the saying, if silence is consent.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Silence is consent.
But
right? If you are not willing to go out there and make the case for a different type of administration, a different type of governance, then you can bet your life that this is what is going to obtain if and when you get into power.
Yeah.
And it's not to say, I'm not making the case for keeping the incumbents either, right? Because in my estimation, you don't reward bad behavior with another term, so to speak.
Yeah.
You change, as you know, my mantra.
Yeah.
Change until you get the change you
Change
want.
until you get the change
right?
you want.
But it's really frustrating that you have so many bad choices to choose from.
Will we
And-
ever
and-
get
and
the
this-
change
this-
that we deserve or want, though?
Well, we'll never know until we get it.
But who's going to do it? Have we ever seen an honest politician?
You might be surprised.
But
because
Cartencia, that's what happens, right? A lot of people start thinking that way, becoming cynical and disillusioned and saying there's no such thing as an honest politician. There's no such thing as a politician you can trust. They're all for themselves. That is the malaise and the kind of feeling that a lot of the electorate have. And so what happens then? Well, they decide, when they're looking out for them, I going to look out for me.
Yeah.
And so we end up in a lot of selfishness where people are prepared to do all kinds of bad things like sell their vote to the highest bidder, those kinds of things, right? And that is the start of a decadent society. It's a spiral downwards when we have that.
Yeah.
So, and we should stop letting them make the excuse that, well, we're not perfect. Of course we know you're not perfect.
We're doing commercial break right about now. So
yeah, we know you're not perfect, but we have to have some kind of standards, man. And the standards that we have now need to be. We need to do some introspection about them.
Yes.
All right. Then.
All right. Thank you for weighing in.
Yeah. We're due a commercial break,
No
so
problem.
we'll take that and be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Carifesta is the whole region looking good, and the whole road is rerun with. It's in the way we walk, it's the way we talk, it's the way we move. We ready for the world, and when we step out and pose just so, it's pure style and fashion. Look away! Come for Carifesta 15 in Barbados. Book your stay now at visitbarbados.org/Carifesta.
Everything you want, everything you need, got the taste you love, anywhere that you may be, is the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
Shirley got it all about the flavor. Shirley never let me down. When I lime it and the beach on the tongue, Shirley biscuits always feel like home.
Everything you want, everything you need, got the taste you love, anywhere that you may be, is the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
Shirley, the Caribbean's favorite biscuit.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Carifesta is connections, community, and unity. It is understanding each other without saying a word. Separated by water, united in purpose. One voice, one story, one song. Carifesta is we thing. Come for Carifesta 15 in Barbados. Book your stay now at visitbarbados.org/Carifesta.
King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas, announces king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St. Kitts. We have the best service and competitive rates on LCL and FCL cargo, including D&E containers, cars, heavy equipment, buses, boats, and barrels from Miami to St. Kitts. LCL pickup service anywhere in the U.S. Call local agents SL Horseman and Company Limited at 869-465-4086 or 869-662-5008 for further details. King Ocean's king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St. Kitts, Nevis. King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas.
Basta! We run things, things are on we. Basta! Basta! Living color, do it differently. Basta! Basta! Legend in them chat like for the party. Buster, Buster. We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste, Buster, bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster, live in full color.
Buster.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with.
For this year's Restaurant Week, National Bank wants you to swipe more, win more, and experience more. Use your National Bank Visa credit or debit card at any participating restaurant for a chance to win a VIP Culturama experience. Pick your event, get a glam makeover, and skip the lines like a star. Or get $500 in Lyman cash and splurge to the max. Swipe and win with National, the official bank of the St. Kitts Nevis Restaurant Week.
Build strong, grow together. Let Hartsford's building and Nevis centers lead the way. From tools to materials, we've got it every day. Hartsford's building and Nevis centers, a name you can trust. For every dream protect, don't go and build with us. Dream with us, grow with us, build with us today. Hartsford's is the partner that helps you pave the way.
Value Mart IGA special.
Running July 10 to July 23rd.
Now our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Essential everyday mayonnaise, just $17.99. Multi-meal bag cereals, $17.99. Morning Star meatless entrees, just $20.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Waffles, $9.99. Essential Everyday White Vinegar, $14.99. Essential Everyday Freezer Bags, just $8.99. And now our very low weekly
Value deals. Essential Everyday Barbecue Sauce, $7.99. Post-grade grain cereals, $18.99. Terra Exotic Chips, $15.99. White Wayne Shampoo and Conditioner, $5.49. The Colgate Toothpaste, $7.99. Dawn Dish Liquid Detergent, $12.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en
Value Mart.
Are you dreaming of a brighter future? The answer is right beneath your feet. Buying land is a wise investment. You can build a home, hold it as collateral, or pass it on to your children. And with CIBC Caribbean, buying land is a bold move you can make right now. CIBC Caribbean is giving you US $250 towards your valuation cost and 50% off your loan application fee. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com for more details. CIBC Caribbean terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back on Island Tea. And as I would say, right, there are two words that I hear around every time when there is campaigning for elections in almost the world and mostly in our Caribbean islands. Can you guess those two words?
I'm not even going to try.
Transparency and accountability. Are they upheld? Or are we just banding about? Are we just airing? I don't even know what else to use to describe these things. Are they,
You're right, and we hear it usually from the opposition until they get into power. Yeah.
Shucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, these people should be pastors, because they get, look, do you see their flocks during campaign time?
Yeah.
Do you see the flocks if so much people would go to church?
Well, look, I've often said that is why they say church and state should not mix.
Mix, yeah.
But in a sense, they do mix.
Mhm.
But they for propaganda purposes, they say church and state shouldn't mix. But for instance, let's look
But
at
a
the
lot of
Trump.
the rules
Let's
are
let
from
let's look at
the
Trump.
Bible, though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Trump. A major part of his
Following?
constituents is from the church.
Church, Republic, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think too it's from the church because of the abortion part, or you could correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the
Even the
Bible, so we
Israel
shouldn't?
part,
Yeah,
a lot of the
Bible,
church people
yeah,
believe
Bible,
this,
yeah.
yeah, because of the
Mhm.
biblical
Yeah. So,
prophecy
mhm.
and so forth. So, yeah. But you're right. They're just like the church. They come and they preach something, and you buy into it, and you have
Well, I
a.
can't say they're just like the church at all. But I mean, I said
Well,
they should
I
be
know-
pastors because of how big their flocks get when it's that time.
Well, I know you wouldn't say they're just
Okay,
like the
all
church,
right,
but
all
I'm
right.
saying
Mhm,
that, right?
okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Because a pastor's daughter is not going to say they're just like the church, right?
Not at all. And a church goer like myself, I believe in Christ. I can't say that.
Yeah,
Because we
so-
all are. None of us perfect. Eh? I'm
Yes,
not
yeah.
distinguished that the church better than them, but I'm just saying, because of how they sell this thing to you, they're excellent salesmen and they should be pastors, men and women, and they should be pastors because they get so many people to believe, and then you just get one hot drop. Bam, take that.
So let it be clear to the listening audience,
Mhm.
Hortensia will not say that they are like the pastors, but Quint is the one saying they are like the
I cannot.
pastors.
Ooh, Jesus, Quint. Mm-mm. No. We have a caller?
Hello, caller, yeah.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Yeah, good morning to you guys, man.
Good morning.
Good morning to the listeners. Potentially, I'm going to add a third word. And once I add this third word, the list's going to start getting longer and longer. Eruption.
Eruption, you said?
Especially
Oh,
corruption.
Oh,
Corruption.
Okay.
They want, they want to attack it when they're outside, but when they get inside, they still continue the corrupted practices, like their predecessors. And quick question to Matt Mahone: do we need to keep changing and get the change we want, or is it really the change we need? 'Cause you know
Well,
how they say,
any which way, you know. Sometimes you know what you need, but you don't get it. You get what a force higher than us deems should happen, and sometimes it is because we get the government that we deserve. So, you say one, you say two.
you might walk down 4th Street and your child might say, "Daddy, I want those Nikes over there for $150. Is that what you really want or need?"
When was the last time I know you're just thing, but I'm going to be a little mischievous here. When was the last time you saw Nike for $100 and something?
Yeah, I was being a little bit conservative there.
Yeah.
Is it going closer? Is it going closer to the price of an iPhone?
Yeah, yes, most definitely. I mean, I'm amazed that people go and buy a pair of shoes for like $800 and that kind of stuff, but I don't.
Yeah.
I
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, Quint. In Barbados, let me introduce quickly. In Barbados, there's a proposal for a digital currency. Barbados is trying to go totally digital with the currency there, and how is that going to affect their citizens there, and it's going to probably spread to the wider Caribbean. We see how America is moving. Everything is digital, and is that orders coming down from a higher power?
When
can we deal with that in the Caribbean?
I see if it's inevitable, eventually that is what's going to happen, because what the world wants, eventually they get, and they're leaning towards this digital thing. But it's a way of keeping more track on human beings. It's a way of knowing what you do, where you do it from, and where you are at a given time, and so on and so forth. Because, for instance, like you watch the movies and you think it's just a fiction, but you notice that they have a way of, whenever you use your credit card, they know where you're at. they can tell
That's it.
exactly where
Yeah.
you are. So it's a way
Yeah,
of
the
keeping
only-
track of your movements and keeping a better, like it's more like giving them the ability to spy on you.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And the only advantage, one of the only advantages see in that is it can offer you an alias in times of when there's a crime and you're being accused of a crime.
Yeah, yeah.
It can offer you an alias. That's the only thing, and that's not even anything to talk about, really. America, they're trying to track your every movement. They want to see how much money you got in your bank account at any time of the day. And the way how things is right now, they got, I'm a driver, right? They have cameras being installed in these cabs and these trucks. And the bosses can stay on the beach in the Bahamas and watch you picking your nose as you drive your truck down the highway.
Yeah.
You know, invasion of privacy. But we're not going to be able to stop them, like you say. It's inevitable.
But you see, it's,
You know what I mean?
you say one, you say two. They do this because it seems as if the masses have a yearning for it, not to the extent that they eventually use it, but let me give you an example. Everybody wants to be, you check most of the people now, and when they're speaking to you and you notice they're holding up a phone, they're showing themselves, I mean, everybody wants to be in the spotlight. That is why TikTok and Instagram and all of those places, and they are individuals, all of those individuals who you're seeing chatting, you notice you can't see their hands? Because there is a hand that is holding a phone. And so what they have done is, because they realize that you have this yearning to be on scene, they make sure they mass produce these phones and they put them in your hand, and you don't realize that you're giving them the opportunity to spy on you more likely, because you think when you put down your phone and you think it's off, they can't put it on when they want to. Check a lot of the stars, and a lot of stars, movie stars and celebrities, entertainers, found out that a lot of their movements and pictures were popping up of them that they were wondering, well, where are these things coming from?
Yep.
And there were individuals who were using their own phones to spy in their homes and to tell you what they ate for dinner and everything. So no privacy. And we think that this is happening only to the stars. It is not happening to every individual, but as your status goes up, as you become more an important person in society, bet your life the spotlight is going to go on you.
Not only do the privacy is affected, but guess what? The trust as eroded as well, because Hortensia, do you have a phone tracker on your husband?
No, why would I do that?
Some people do.
Yeah,
Nah, I don't need to.
The trust is not there anymore in the relationship.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like we have Quint, social media time, and like we have seen the story that Hortensia broke with the people that was cheating.
Yeah.
You know, when you're out there, just make sure you're not cheating, because you're gonna get caught on camera now.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good point you brought up. And again, it comes down to me. I don't know.
I know people that have trackers on their people. But
I've seen men and women who, I mean, it is like a normal thing now. A woman, I saw a clip, and it showed you about 15 or 20 different guys on their phone, and they get a call, and they say, hold a minute, and they're like, they want to move out of the car, and their woman just grabs them by the shoulder and say, where you going? And the woman and you see women who will tell their boyfriend, like, where you are? Give me your phone. You know, and men do that too. And everybody's sneaking. Majority of the people in this world today, especially who say they are in relationship. I always use myself as an example. If I'm involved with a woman, I'm not going to spy on her. I'm not going to say that I have 100% trusting her, but I don't look for problems because sometimes you get what you deserve. So here's what I do. I'm involved with Cartensia, only using an example. I'm
Got you.
involved with Cartensia. Cartensia, you go and you live your life. I'm going to live my life. But if I ever find out for once that you cheated, you better believe there's going to be no compromise.
You're gone.
Because my philosophy is love doesn't mean that I'm a fool. You see, but much people don't do that.
But Carla, do you see how many apps they have now advertising on Facebook and all these other medias that basically telling you how to put in something in somebody's phone and track them and all kind of nonsense? Do you see how they're putting things in people's mind, even if that's the case? But nah, I have one of the good ones. Thank God.
You can't get away from it. And
Yeah.
Quinn,
yeah.
Another point is if you really want to bring a point to your someone, especially in the relationship, regards to relationships, you bet you can be more effective by sending a woman a text than talking to her in person.
Yeah.
What I see up here, especially these women, they can't wait to get out the door from their jobs, even on the job. They don't even wait till they get out the job anymore.
Well, it goes both ways. Both men.
Yes.
Yeah,
of course.
men will
Yes, of
quicker
course it goes
respond
both
to
ways,
you if nobody wants to have one-on-one conversations much anymore. You see people.
Yes,
look,
correct.
I've seen people, and Cortens, I'm sure you've seen. You go to an eating establishment or whatever, and you see couples come in, and there's a man and they're supposed to be a couple. They're together, but each one of them is engrossed in their phones. You understand?
Nobody have conversations anymore.
Yeah.
That's why some people have rules
Yeah,
when they go out, put away the phones.
Yeah.
Imagine you're in the house with your kids, and the kids are upstairs, and instead you shout upstairs, "Come down, come wash the dishes," you send them a text.
Yeah.
But here's a point I want to make, in relation to what I said about if I have a woman and I'm going to give her her freedom. I tell my sons, especially, I say, if you want to know about women, look at your sisters, look at your mother, look at the women around you, because when you get a woman, it is likely the very same habits that your sisters had and your mother had and whatnot is what is going to pop up with you. My daughters, I say the same. If you're interested in finding out about a man,
look at your brothers.
Look at your brothers. And I learned that from growing up. I learned that from watching, especially my mother. And you see what I told you about love for me doesn't mean I'm going to be a fool. When I was growing up, my mother would say to me on different occasions, she said, "Trevor, you don't love." And I would say, "How you mean I don't love?" And she say, because if you love, you wouldn't be the way you are. And I say, "How you mean I wouldn't be the way?" And she says, "Because love means that you would take certain things." And on one or two occasions, I actually said this when I was bigger, because you can't do this when you're a certain age with your mom, because she'd beat you down.
Lick down.
Okay, so when I'm big enough where I know I can say that, I said to my mother, I asked my mother one time, I said, "So you're telling me that love means that a man is supposed to take knockout?" And she looked me right in the eye and said, "Yes."
Oh, boy.
So it is the mindset. It is the mindset of a lot of women out there that if you love, and men too, that if you love them, you're gonna go over the cliff for them. Well, not me, I'm not. Look, and I feel that I do love, but I draw a line to it, because if I'm involved with you, I'm going to be watching your movements, not stalking you, but when you're around me, certain little things. If you're observant, and I'm very observant. If you're observant, you'll see the little signs before they come big ones. You understand? And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and there's some signs but I've looking back on my life, I've had inklings of when things weren't going right, and I've not been wrong.
And I'm just like you in that regard. And in the past, when I see the signs and I ignore them, not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm very observant and very grown up and mature when it comes to that type of stuff.
Yeah, we
when I see the signs, I'm not going to ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Quint, we've seen gossip is now playing out on social media, and it's being said by a friend of mine that persons are now seems like they're getting mental from the intake of, all this,
Well,
all this information on
that
social media.
was inevitable. That is inevitable
When you
because
say mental, you mean it's messing with their minds? Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
having a lot of complaints. They're not dealing with their own personal lives. They're caught up on the social media, and they're not being progressive in their own lives. Like
yeah, we're looking
and
at what
then
everybody's doing
some
and
persons,
copying. You're correct.
okay. Let me
and I
give
mean,
an example
go
of
ahead,
where that could be happening. For instance, let me use myself as an example. Hortensia is my woman, right? But I'm so engrossed on the internet, right? Hortensia again, only as an example. Don't tell your husband to come after me, okay?
My husband's probably listening, so he's not
so,
gonna do that.
so I'm involved with Hortensia, and I'm so engrossed on the internet, and I'm into everybody's business, and I know who's about to break up, and who's breaking up, and who's this, and who's that, and I'm not paying attention to what is happening in my home. And then one day now, I come home, and I realize the whole house is empty, right? Because Hortensia has moved out, right? This again comes down to another thing that we need to do as individuals. We need to listen. Majority of the people in the world do not listen. We want to talk, and whenever there's a conversation, we only want to butt in when we have something to say, but we don't really hear what the other person is saying. If I was listening, I would have heard on a number of occasions when Hortensia said some things to me that I should have picked up on to realize that she was on the verge of leaving. But no, I was so into the internet, so into other people's life, so into getting with my friends and blah, 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 blah. And now I come home and the house is empty, and now I'm trying to get back with Hortensia, and she's not having any of it, and it's playing on me mentally now. You understand? So I wind up because I know of instances. I have a family who is even going through that right now. So I wind up now sitting in front of a psychiatrist explaining what I'm going through and getting therapy now, because she's saying, well, I spoke to your wife and this is this, and I speak to you and it's going to take some time. So yeah, Burl, you're right.
And so also, Quint, I've made a personal observation. And okay, let me first of all say to you that a personal confidant of mine, he's down there like a big brother now to me.
Yeah.
And I speak to him 3 times per day. You know what he told me recently?
What?
And when it comes to communication, God has given us 2 ears, but only 1 mouth.
Yeah.
The reason why he gave us 2 ears, so that we can have the capability to listen more.
Yeah.
And I really gravitated to that recently, and I've been listening so much, I've been getting more information in.
Yeah.
And it's very sad, but another observation I made in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis recently, I'm just seeing a lot of complaints, but nobody is taking the action.
Yeah.
Especially, we've seen some persons, their services were terminated, and then now we are seeing them out on the media now. But some of them, I never even really see or heard of them until recently, where they were within the past 3 years.
That again is another point, because again, here's the scenario. As you say, things are happening, but as long as it was not happening to them, they didn't have a problem with it. But when
correct.
it happened,
And once that money was coming in too.
But when it hits home now, then you're on the media and you expect everyone now to sympathize with you. But there were hundreds of individuals who were going through things, and I have a clip here, right, that I'm going to play one of these days, in relation to a woman who used to just be on the internet bashing everybody, and then she went through something very traumatic and sad, and it breaks your heart to see her crying, but people aren't giving her much sympathy because she did not have sympathy for people.
And in regards to that, and this talk shows and stuff that we be on, we just have to respect each other's views and opinions instead of us attacking each other.
Yeah.
Let's address the issues. Let's address the issues.
Yeah.
And another quick point to you, I seen, we're talking about the digital currency and stuff like that. Going back to that digital currency, we've seen that America under Trump, they're proposing to start taxing remittances. They're proposing to start taxing remittances.
Yeah.
And that's going to take a toll on our people. And yeah, the Epstein files and the MAGA situation with the Epstein files, Trump is not going to be able to get away from it. And like I see and I tell you guys is the observation with that is that if this was Trump's first term, these are issues that will block him from getting a second term. But he's on the way out now, so he can roll like how he's rolling now because he doesn't have any impedances. He's just gonna do what he's gonna do and act like recklessly right now. Stuff that he couldn't get done in his first term, he's gonna try to do it all now.
I don't even think if it was in his first term he would have released anything because, as they say, they're pitches. So he wasn't going to release anything.
Yeah.
They were just going to have to make up their mind not to vote. But who said they weren't going to vote for him again?
Because
so
because all those persons that's in his administration, especially that Patel, FBI director, you should hear how they was talking when they was out of office about the Epstein situation, how all those persons involved was such of a high magnitude of pedophiles. And then now they come in, they're protecting the pedophiles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then lastly, before I get off, real quick, inside St. Kitts and Nevis, Quint, this is an idea that's coming up from me. Again, inside St. Kitts and Nevis, when we are so dissatisfied with the performance of the current sitting government, we don't have a framework in place to remove them as in terms of a recall, through a referendum at least. But me, being out in the United States, we see how they have lawyers and stuff here, and we see how the issues, and we see how all of these Trump executive orders are being challenged in the court. And Hortensia, the birthright situation has now been stopped a second time by a second judge, and it's on hold. So inside St. Kitts and Nevis, we need to get those persons who got the education and the knowledge, the lawyers especially. Quint, my idea is we need to start up some type of organization where when the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis have we're not going to keep this pure political, but when we have human rights issues and such things like that, but we are keeping so much things politics, right? When we are dissatisfied, we're not going in the street to march and to protest. Thanks to that Antigua people who just protested there against that issue with the Social Security. We are not doing no protests in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're only doing talking. So then, therefore, we are still going to have an onslaught of 5 years. You know how much damage could be done in 5 years? If the people are so dissatisfied with the performance of the government, we need to find a way to remove them. So then, therefore, if something got to be set up legally and have the lawyers oversee it, because you've seen up in the United States, like the guy Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, we need to have these agitations inside of our own country, because if we don't get that agitation, the status quo remains. We will be talking and complaining 20 years from now. And to those persons who are just complaining, we need to go past that. We need the solutions. And I'll leave it there for today. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you for your
guys. You guys have a good day.
Yeah. I'm going to take a commercial break because we're overdue, and I'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Take
on Australia in 3 action-packed T20 Internationals, July 25th, 26th, and 28th at 7 p.m. So round up your crew, bring your flags, and come to Rally with the men in maroon. Get your tickets now at westindiescricket.com. Physical tickets would be available at the Oval Box office from July 21st. St. Kitts, are you ready to invest with UTC GBFL?
Wait, UTC GBFL? What is that all about?
It's the UTC Global Balanced Fund Limited, your passport to investing in global markets, stocks, bonds, and opportunities worldwide, all within your reach.
So I can really start investing money?
Yes, and the best part, you can start with just 100 US or EC equivalent. Investing isn't just for the big players, it's for you. Whether you are seeking the potential to build wealth, secure your future, or chase your dreams, now is the time. Do it for you. Now, visit utcgbfl.com to get started today. UTC GBFL. Invest for tomorrow. Do it for you. An investor should consider a fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses before investing with the full knowledge that an investor may not get back the amount invested. The price of the units may increase or decrease, or that there may be circumstances where redemption of units may be suspended. This and other important information can be found in the fund's prospectus, which is available on our website, www.utcgbfl.com. The Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission has not in any way evaluated the merits of the securities offered.
When can I open my eyes?
Not yet. Okay, open. Do you see what I see?
It just looks like land to me.
It's our land, son. A wise investment that will grow with you.
Invest in land with CIBC Caribbean and we'll give you US $250 towards your valuation cost and 50% off your loan application fee. With CIBC Caribbean Land Financing, you can choose to build, hold, or pass on to your children. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more. Conditions apply.
I ain't got no hurricane safety tips now. Well, Skelett got, and together we can weather the storm. So, check this. Prepare for power outages. Charge devices before a storm strikes. Develop a plan in the event that electricity goes. Learn where and how to shut off your home's electricity. Ensure that there are no trees in the lines near you. If you are experiencing low voltage, turn off the main switch in your home. Do not touch wet appliances. Be sure to stay tuned to Skellett's Facebook page and website for updates about the outages and restoration. For emergencies, our contact numbers are 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. I repeat, 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. Remember, with Skellett's hurricane safety tips, together we can weather the storm.
Kids and neighbors, it's time to celebrate! We're raising our glasses and saying cheers to 20 years as your trusted telecommunications provider. And because we love our amazing customers, we're giving you the chance to win. Every week, we've got exciting prizes just for you. And that's not all. Step into a cash vault for a shot at $2,000 in cash. To qualify, switch to Digicel, activate a 3-day plan or higher, pay your bill in full, sign up for postpaid or a new Digicel Plus internet package. Stay connected, keep enjoying the best service, and get ready to win. 20 years strong, and we're just getting started. Visit a Digicel retail store today.
Are you dreaming of a brighter future? The answer is right beneath your feet. Buying land is a wise investment. You can build a home, hold it as collateral, or pass it on to your children. And with CIBC Caribbean, buying land is a bold move you can make right now. CIBC Caribbean is giving you US $250 towards your valuation cost and 50% off your loan application fee. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com for more details. CIBC Caribbean terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we are back on Island Tea, and I was just wondering, because I haven't heard Cleo in a while, but Cleo, I saw that you're on Facebook, so good morning, Gwinnett, Skeeter, and everyone else. Dave, good morning. We have a caller?
We have a caller,
Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live in Island Tea.
Yes, hello, it's me again.
Yeah.
Now, let me say, okay, let me first say this. Going back to the Social Security system, Chile had a Social Security system just like ours, where the government was using it as a cash cow because the government was in charge of it, running it, and so on, just like ours, and just like basically all of them in the world. But the Chile economy was doing so bad, increasingly, that Social Security was in real danger of, going to north in Chile. So what Pinochet did, and this happened in the 70s, what Pinochet did, he invited some economists from the University of Chicago. And the economists came, studied everything, and recommended that Pinochet privatize the Social Security in Chile. And he did it. As they say, he did it. And today, as a result, Chile has the strongest Social Security and best Social Security in the whole world, to the point where at least to certain degrees, England, some countries in Asia and so on have adopted certain aspects of Chile's privatized Social Security. Now, they did not do away with the government one. They did not do away with it. Do away with it. What happened is that the people now had a choice. You could either join the government one or join the privatized one. And about 95 to 96% of the people chose the privatized one because the benefits were better, it was more stable, government had no access to it, to use it as a cash cow. And because of that, like I said, the benefits and so on were better. And I will say the same thing for us. I fully believe that if the government, if it were privatized, and the government had no access to it, to use it as a cash cow, I fully well believe the benefits going to the poor people and so on would have been much more significant.
Okay, I want to know the benefits that will end up in the hand of those who don't have a lot of money.
You get more money as the people were getting more money as part of the benefits. So let's say you were getting $100 at the time, but the Chile one. Let's say you were getting $100 now. You know, instead of the $100 under the privatized one, you get significantly more in benefits.
Oh, so like the pension, you would
you
say...
got more money in benefits, whether for sickness or whatever.
Okay.
And that is because it is better run. And we know that. We know that governments don't run things properly because it's about favoritism, it's about nepotism, it's about family and friend and
political footballship, political football and all that.
Yeah, but to some extent, yes, certain things can be privatized and they would run properly because private corporations tend to make sure that everything is done in a way that benefits are accrued over time.
But I'm looking at the...
And you could be quicker sued and that sort of stuff too.
Yeah, your feet are held, your feet is held to the fire.
Yes.
At
that's a very, very good
degree,
point.
Yeah. But I see the age for pension in Chile is 65, like everybody else is trying to raise too. Because we're still 62, right? We're not 65 yet.
I think that recently they brought
there were
it
discussions.
up to, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we're still 62. I can get back on that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think, well, I'm not too sure. I think it was raised, but I'm not too sure. Or
There
maybe
were
as you're saying, there were talks, but there was no concrete decision. So I'm not too sure. Yeah, Greg, go ahead.
Another thing. Candace Owens, and I'm taking her side on this one. Candice Owens has been sued.
You don't have money to
by-
pay him, no. So you behave yourself.
To pay who?
Let him
I'm
let,
gonna
let him
tell you,
talk and
I
find
agree
out.
with Candice with this one.
Go ahead.
Candice Owens has been sued by the wife of the French, the wife of France.
French Prime Minister Emmanuel Macron.
Yeah, French Prime Minister Macron. She has been sued by his wife because Candice Owens has made a strong case and continuing to say that she is a man.
Well, I'm not going to go there.
That's why I
because,
tell him he better watch himself. 'Cause
that's kind of weird because
Who said-
how is she sure that it's a man?
Because proper documentation has been done on it by some French journalists, where she got her information from.
What I do know, Greg, is that like I said on a program long ago, you got to be careful as a man, because I've seen, and I'm seeing more and more of them popping up where
That's true.
they show you people when they were young, children and so forth, that they were men or women, and now they're grown, and they look completely different. Especially those who say they're women, whatever cosmetic things are so they have done, at least from the facial features, you can't be sure. So someone
I agree with you.
So someone like me, I'm old now, so I wouldn't be that apt to fall into that trap. But when I was young, man, I tell you, it would have been hard, because you look at, to a certain extent, because I have a philosophy, and many may not agree with it, but if I see you and I like you, we're not going to get much of anywhere until we are intimate sexually, you understand? And when and I'm going to have to touch and feel and probe, and I think should be able I think I should be able to know some things, you understand?